God.
It's not a dress.
I know. It's going to be a waistcoat and a trousers.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, how did you know?
Because I just know.
Oh, I can't find it now.
What colour is it?
Gold.
Okay.
It's gold and it's from, drum roll please, Mint Velvet. What a place. Yeah.
It's a bit 45.
Yes, it's a little bit 45, but that's actually the vibe I'm going for. Basically, guys, I'm celebrating one of my best friend's weddings on Saturday. That is a mad responsibility. I don't think I've deeped it until now.
Yeah, I think it's really brave
that they've asked me.
Yeah, because, you know, when this is what I think. I think it's a beautiful thing because you know them so intimately, but also that could also be a hindrance to know them so intimately.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Okay, so I've just also got back from Bali. If I haven't mentioned it already, I will.
I haven't seen her whole Instagram for the last 3 weeks.
I'm so annoying. Anyway, I was on the flight home and I thought, you know, you've got to like keep yourself awake. 12 hours is a long time. So I thought I'll just read through it again. And I thought, God, I've really like not got a sense checker because I don't want to read it to them because
Thursday
we're going to run through it.
And you have to wear the mint velvet.
Oh, shall I? Well, it's in the Cotswolds, but I'll give you the vibe. I'll put a suit on so that you. But yeah, it's a big responsibility. I mean, I think it's really nice. You know, when you go to weddings and it feels a bit bizarre because it's a stranger making gags about like the couple or like trying to say nice things.
Right. It shouldn't be a stranger, but like if you were doing it for me and Raw, I just laugh the whole time.
This is why I had to get a suit because George, who is Faye's fiance, was like, I can't have you looking like we've just pulled in a bridesmaid because the celebrant didn't turn up. Like, it'll just look like you're a mate that's rolled in. I do think, though, we do this for a living. Like, technically, it's hosting. It's like...
I'm not going to ask you to officiate. I'm going to ask you to do a speech at the wedding. Like, what do you call it? Like the rehearsal dinner.
Oh, the night before?
Yeah.
Will I not be your MC? You know, the person that like goes, okay, it seems time to get to the dance floor.
You're going to be everything that day.
Many, many hats.
My arse wiper.
Sure.
The MC, the speech giver.
I actually don't doubt it for a second and I can't wait. Hi.
Welcome back to Leave a Message, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us again. It means that we are still not cancelled. Hallelujah. Because that's been touch and go. We've been speaking to our lawyer about defamation and that's why we keep saying allegedly.
You haven't had a break from us because this podcast goes out every single week, but we've had a break
from ourselves.
From each other.
Yes, we've had 2 weeks off.
And it actually feels pretty good to be back in the driving seat. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I was actually feeling a little bit like, don't get me wrong, I'm really into island life. But after a while, you're like, okay, well, shall I do something more productive with my day than go to the gym and drink a pina colada?
You get very untethered in that kind of lifestyle. And that's so beautiful for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
After that, you just feel like, what is the direction in my life?
This is the thing. And I was thinking that I could be persuaded to be directionless.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Especially out there because they're all digital nomads. So you think
100%.
You're all working somehow, doing something, earning money, doing something. And also you don't need to earn much.
Oh, gee.
Like, honestly, I went to Bali maybe like 7 years ago and I thought, oh, it'll be more expensive now. No. We would play this game. Such a fun game after dinner. You'd go, how much would that be in London? And you'd say, I don't know, 50 quid, £3.50. You'd be like, sorry, 3-course meal.
Not even just Bali, babe. The whole of Asia.
I know. It's wild. It's wild. You can live like a king.
Where I live in Malaysia, where my grandparents live, there's this like little noodle stall and it's like literally in the car park and one pot of noodles is £1, which is like 2 pence.
Ridiculous.
Best bowl of noodles you will ever eat.
I don't doubt it. I just think, no markup.
Do you know what I mean?
Come on.
Just saying, how are they living like that and we're living like this where, you know, a bottle of water costs £3.90.
It's not right.
Something's gone wrong in the matrix there.
Why are we here? I was just on the tube then, sweating my tits off. Like, why am I here?
No, then you must remember, babe, this is a world of opportunity here.
Come on.
Unless you want to be a surfing instructor or a digital nomad, there really isn't much to do in Bali.
Much to do about nothing. Anyway, this is why we're here, to answer your voice notes. I'm excited about this because I love getting my teeth stuck into boys, as you well know.
Hashtag not all men.
Hashtag not all boys. Hashtag allegedly I like sticking my teeth in, allegedly no harm was caused to any of the boys that I've stuck my teeth into.
Hashtag.
Allegedly. Should we get voice note number one?
What are they going to be called?
Oh.
Give us an Indonesian name.
Oh.
Like,
Judy.
Sorry, before we do the voice note.
No, babe, this is a podcast.
Okay, sorry. We'll do that next day.
If you're watching on YouTube.
I would like to hear.
Okay, I'll tell you, Rahana. Sorry.
All I'm seeing is your face and our management's face on our week. I was doing the calls whilst I was in Bali, our weekly calls where we just do updates about like work. And I thought I was in my cozy, like so tan, just feeling like so proud of myself. I was like, guys, look at my new tattoo. Their faces, like Fran looked like she was going to be sick.
I actually...
Ali was speechless.
She didn't even send me a picture because she knew...
I knew.
Absolutely rinse her. Like...
Yeah, it was worse than the Audi. I thought the reaction was going to be the same.
It's worse because it's front and fucking centre.
Well, anyway, I met a man out there in Bali. He was called Judy. And...
Man?
Judy the man. He was a waiter at the beach club when we would watch sunset every night at the same place, and this guy was called Judy. Anyway, I've been talking to Ali for ages about getting a dragon somewhere on my body, but I didn't want to get like a Chinese dragon because #I'm not Chinese. #white. And I didn't want to, culturally appropriate anybody. So I thought I'll go a bit more mystical, a bit more Game of Thrones. House of the Drags.
Harry Potter.
Yes. So this is Judy, the dragon.
Guys, you will die. If you were listening to us, go to YouTube and watch it. Rahana's face.
I was not expecting that.
What? Babe, be honest.
It looks
it's
well
on her
done.
It's on her body now. So I think it's well done.
Do you know what? It does. Shout out Kin Tattoo if you're ever in Bali or Hong Kong. Yeah, shout out Judy.
I like the sentiment behind it. The sentiment is be in your power. And that's, it's been working.
It's a little bit, I should have called it Sheila.
Yeah.
It's a little bit Sheila Mac.
But I just think, why is it so big? Do you know what I mean?
You say that about all of my tattoos. You always say that.
Howdy, babe. I don't think that was I don't think it was necessary to get a 5-inch.
Rahana, do you know what? She just came to my new house, my new home. She walked into my new home and she goes to Holly, did you get the butterfly too? Because I also got a little butterfly. And she looks at Holly, she goes, is it smaller than G's? Holly goes, yeah. She goes, yeah, I prefer it. It's the same tattoo. It's the same.
It's nicer.
Sure.
So much nicer.
Exactly. The same. Okay, Judy 1.
Hi girls, absolutely love the podcast and your TikToks. I've got a little boy dilemma here for you. So I've just come back from 4 months travelling. I've been back for about 2 months now. And since I've come home, I've been dating this guy and I had no intention of getting into anything serious with anybody, to be honest. I love single life, but we really clicked. We've been on the best dates. He's treated me so well. However, it's just come at a really shit time. We are exclusive at the moment, but he's going travelling in August for 2 months. And I'm going travelling in October solo across Asia and he's going across Europe. Obviously, this puts a bit of a spanner in the works because he has proposed the idea of doing long distance, but I don't think in the early stages of a relationship that's a really good idea, especially because we're still getting to know each other and neither of us like texting or really being on our phones. I don't really know how to bring up the situation now though, because I feel like I've got myself a bit stuck. I really want to carry on pursuing this. But if we're going to be away from each other for 5 months or so, it seems silly. Perhaps I should say when we're home, if we're both single and we both still want to see something, because it's not a matter of not liking each other. It's just a matter of really shit timing. What do you think I should do? Because I really, really like him and it's just awful timing. But to do long distance over 5 months traveling at the start of a relationship, it would be different if we've been together for years, Please help me out. I don't know what to say to him. Thank you so much.
Oh, Judy 1.
My gorgeous girl.
Oh, babe, what a conundrum.
No, I don't think it's a conundrum at all, actually.
Oh, here she is. Come on, she's back.
I just think...
I know your answer. You're actually such a romantic, aren't you?
But you've got to dig deep.
Right down there, all you see is romance.
If you like him enough, I think it is so rare these days in life. I don't know how old she is. It's so rare to find someone that you think, I actually really, really like this person.
And we click.
How often do you have that? How many dates do people go on and they think, I just can't find that?
It's so rare.
And if you have it, don't throw it away because of
logistics.
And that is all it is. And I would just say, look, this was Raw and I, not quite to this, not on the same vibe, but I was at Bristol, he was at Newcastle, and we had just both started second year of uni, and like the timing couldn't have been worse. Like,
you're enjoying being single, you're at different ends of the UK, like it's not ideal.
you know, we wanted to enjoy our own university experiences, but like I met him and I thought, I don't actually want to be with anyone else. And we just made it work. It was never even a question of what if the distance is a problem. You just make it work. And I think as long as you have an end date, which you have a much shorter end date than I did, I just think in the grand scheme of life, what is 5 months?
Also, I actually don't think the not having like a long length of time together matters, because
agree.
Actually I think almost it makes it harder. I think if you say live together for years and years and you're really used to having that person in your day-to-day, I actually think it then makes it harder to go long distance. I'll never forget, Al and I had only met like a handful of times. And do you remember we were at Pride and we went to Nando's afterwards? And I had only been with my ex for maybe a year, not even. And we were long distance, and we always had been. That was always the situation, and that wasn't really ever going to change. And I remember sitting there with Al and being like, God, it's just like really hardcore, and I don't know how you did it. And I just remember you saying, you just can't fight it, because if you fight it and you fight the things, like I used to say to her, I hate the phone. I hate having to be on the phone. I hate having to text. And she was like, that's the thing that connects you. So don't fight against the phone. Don't fight against the FaceTimes. Don't fight against the texting, because that's your like landline to them. And if you want to be with them and you love them, then that's a beautiful thing, the phone. You pick up the phone, or like, you know, if you're traveling, you write letters, like whatever works for you. And Al's right, 5 months isn't a long time, and you've still got your autonomy, you're still traveling, you're not tied to them, as long as you both understand.
I actually think that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You can like live your own independent free life in Asia, like finding yourself and like adventure,
experiencing new things.
You also have like the safety and security of like, because traveling alone can be so lonely.
Yeah, actually, it's quite nice to have someone that you know is going to pick up the phone when you call at 8. Yeah.
I always used to feel like that with Raw. Like I would go on a night out and like I would get home and I would know that in the morning, like, you know, when you just feel like gross in the morning and then you feel lonely, phone and call him. But like I lived my own life and like he lived his own life, but we always had like that anchor to come back to. I think you have to try. If you like him enough, all you can do is try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, and if like it becomes about part of my experience is being with other people, for example, fine, you have to have that open conversation, and you have to like maybe preempt that before you both leave, that you're going to keep checking in, make sure everyone's happy. But if you're out there and that's not even a thought on your mind, then what's the problem with having someone you like love at home that you would carry on with when you got back anyway if you could? Yeah. I don't think checking in is that big a deal.
I don't think so either.
Especially if you're not texters.
You don't really need to do it. You know,
you could once a week.
Do you know what I mean? 3 times max.
Because also you won't be missing them as much as you would if like you're at uni or so busy, so jet lagged for the start.
Serving.
Yeah.
Picking up Wi-Fi here and there, and you'll get like, I don't know, I look back on those days and I just actually like have such fondness for them because it's so romantic.
Yeah, no, it is.
To, like have that weird relationship where like you love each other, but like you're just trying to figure out a way of how to tell each other that when like everything kind of is working against you.
Yeah.
And finding a way to make it work. I also really think, and I always say this, I would never, Raw and I did long distance for the best part of 2 years. I would never ever change it because I think the foundation it gives you to be independent as people. I do think we're in a bit of a rut these days of people meeting someone and moving in 2 months. And that is not normal. Like,
yeah. Also, there's a weird like ability to get to know someone a little bit better through like distance. I don't know what that is, but I do remember in the early days, especially with my ex, like I just think there were conversations that we had late night over the phone that I don't know would have happened if we were just like dating normally.
It's a really quick way to build trust.
Yeah, true.
Because like if you're with them all the time, you have no chance to test them trust-wise and vice versa.
Yeah. Also, you'll have so much to say. Like you're traveling, you're experiencing new things. Like you're never going to be like, oh, my day was this, my day was that. Like it's not going to be dull. I don't know. I kind of think, yeah, if he's a vibe,
I agree.
hold on. I think you can do it. Just make sure you've had the conversation of it could get sticky, so let's just keep talking.
I did this, by the way. When I went traveling, I was with my ex.
Were you? Oh, but that didn't go well for you.
But it didn't go well. But we did try. No, we're actually really fucking bad.
Actually, in hindsight, that was bad. But he wasn't away too.
No.
He was home waiting for you. So that is a different dynamic.
But we did try. And like the reality of keeping in contact, guys, is so easy these days.
Come on.
I was in Australia. Like it's not hard.
Voice notes, as you well know, you've just sent one in. Easy light work.
FaceTime, like it's doable.
I got very good at a sexy video. So if you need any tips on that, you let me know.
Get photo vaults. That's a hot tip. You don't,
Hot tip.
you don't want those floating around on your recent.
I'm so worried about. Anyway, that's a different story for a different day. Before we continue with this week's episode of Leave a Message,
if you want to be part of our group chat, make sure you leave us a voice note using all the details in the episode description.
now this can be about anything. Obviously, sometimes we ask you for specific topics, but if you've got a story that you think girls need to hear this, then get voice noting. Okay, number 2.
Okay, I've had to record this so many times because there's so much to fit in, but I had this friend called Lola and she started seeing this guy called Steve in December. The first night they went out together, Lola said that she saw a message pop up on Steve's phone from someone called Sarah Redheart. When she pulled him up on it, he said, no, that was my mum. And she says, I don't understand. I saw that said Sarah Redheart. And he goes, oh yeah, my mum's called Sarah as well. She lets it go, but she looks up the name Sarah in Steve's following this, and she does find someone called Sarah. She then pulls him up on it again, and he says, listen, Sarah's a girl that I used to be in a friendship group with years ago, but we're not friends anymore. 4 months down the line, I then catch Steve kissing another girl in a club.
No.
I tell Lola. Lola informs me that Steve's already told her, and Steve had painted this whole idea that it was an accident or that they didn't kiss or something. And basically, I have never liked Steve from the beginning. I never liked him, and he used that against me. He said I was just saying it to break them apart, and Lola believed Steve over me. I know, don't even get me started on that. So 6 months down the line, Lola and Steve are now girlfriend, boyfriend. Lola goes through Steve's phone. She goes into messages and she goes into Snapchat and she looks up the name Sarah. And there's nothing on both apps. She then goes into his Instagram DMs, clicks on his DMs, and finds from the night before, after Lola and Steve had shagged, Steve had texted Sarah saying, good night, Smelly, I love you. Lola wakes up Steve. They have this full argument. He denies everything. He goes home. Lola texts Sarah and says, have you been seeing Steve? Sarah then informs her, me and Steve have been together for the past 1.5 years. Me, Lola and Sarah all go out for a dinner and we find out a multitude of different things. Valentine's Day, for example. During the day, he went out for lunch with Sarah and he told Lola that he was at a football match. In the evening, he then left Sarah to go out for dinner with Lola and told Sarah he was going out with his football friends when he was actually with Lola. There were some days that this man would have had sex with Sarah and 3 hours later would be having sex with Lola. We then find out that not only is he two-timing 2 girlfriends, he has been shagging at least 9 other girls in our city, all unprotected and finishing in all of them. Honestly, this dirty, scummy man, I was proved right. I'm sorry. I know that that's not the point, but the fact that I didn't like him from the start, I was proved right. I'm sorry.
He's got to be sociopathic, right? Like
he is definitely on some kind of fucking serial killer list.
that is
I'm sorry, that is not right.
not right. To be able to so quickly, how would you, off the cuff, tap dance around? My flatmate wrote it. Sorry. How did you think of that so quickly?
You're right, like off the cuff. To lie that quickly all the time.
Also, sorry. Also, the admin, the like heart palpitations you must have. I love Sarah Redheart. Sorry, that is so good. Sarah Redheart, and it's your mum.
Is that her real name?
Number one, that's a problem. If that's your mum and you've saved her by her first name and a red heart, we've got a problem because I don't like that relationship. And number two, if it is another girl, which it turned out to be, what a cheat.
The problem is, would you know?
This is the thing. I wrote down inkling. She had an inkling because she looked in his phone.
That was the first red flag that you chose. That no blame.
Because it's a little bit of a touchy topic, isn't it? Like, would you have hypothetically ever looked in your boyfriend's hypothetical phone?
Every hypothetical day.
No, you don't.
Babe, I mean, Do
you? Little fish around.
I only do it. Can I tell you why I look on Will's phone? I'm not looking for anything. Well,
no, but that's what I mean. You're not like looking up your emails. No, but are you ever looking at, like, typing in a name into Snapchat? No. Would you ever look at his Instagram DMs?
His Instagram DMs are so full. I'm the first person to read them.
Yeah, fine.
You know what I mean? It's sliding in, and he hasn't even realised how to get there yet. He doesn't know how to take a right turn to request.
But if you had a little
inkling, you'd look. I'd be in there 24/7. I'd have a direct mirrored phone.
I'd only ever done it once with my ex because
I don't think there's any shame in it.
No, it's an invasion of privacy, but also you've given me a right to invade. So I just think
it's an invasion of privacy if you haven't been given a reason.
Yeah.
If you're just going there to snoop, like, with no reason.
You never snoop without reason.
If you have been given an inkling of, like, why is he just lied there, that doesn't feel right, I actually do condone that.
Do you know what the horrible thing is? When you find something and then you go, I've got to figure out how to say that I know. That's annoying. That's hard.
I don't know. I do think being a lying scumbag Trump.
Yeah, also give a shit. Like, what are you going to do? Argue that I invaded your... They will. They'll go, I can't believe you looked on my phone. I can't believe you shagged 9 women and came in them. You sicko. That's sick.
He will have definitely impregnated at least one. I actually would put 100 quid.
Well, I hope he has to pay child support for the rest of his life.
Yeah, get him onto HMRC or whatever it is.
Not his taxes. Do you know what? That's what I'd do. Tax the cheats. I just think there should be a tax for cheating. It's disgusting. I hate it. And actually, this podcast, sometimes I find it so joyful and sometimes I find it really sad. Because why are all these fuckers out there doing this shit? Sarah, Judy too, and Lola should not have to go for dinner together and find out that Steve, shagger, is shagging not only them, but other people.
So I don't actually understand the reasoning behind dinner, because I think that's a bit much.
That's a lot, girls. I'd have just had a walk in the common.
Could you not have had a WhatsApp group even?
Sure, voice notes.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think
actually, you'd want to get a look at her. I would. Sarah Redheart, come on then, let's look.
The thing is, I wouldn't hate her.
No, I know.
It's not, I mean, actually,
sounded... I can't actually figure out whether Sarah's the main catch or Lola's the side piece.
I think Sarah's the main one and Lola's the side piece, because Sarah said they've been going out for a year or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, guys, there's no advice.
Oh, there's no advice apart from to leave him and get therapy, I think. I don't know. I don't know how you ever go over that. And perhaps a piece of advice here, and listen, I don't always follow it because one of my friends, and I won't name her, did quite early on in my relationship with my ex say,
oh, yep,
I don't like him. I wouldn't have him at a dinner party.
Well. Yeah, good.
I remember what she said. She sat me down and she was like, I don't like him. I don't think he's right for you. I wouldn't have him at a dinner party. And I just don't really think you should be with him. And in hindsight,
it's not a helpful thing. It's not a helpful wedge to drive.
It's not, but they're often right.
Yeah,
your friends.
Listen.
And you have to learn it by yourself. But it is just perhaps something to tune into. Note it.
Yeah. I think it's 100%. And I think sometimes we ignore our friends because they're actually saying what we need to hear, but we don't want to hear it.
Yeah. And we always go, well, you don't know them.
You have no idea. And
because
you're not me,
it's like, you don't know them like I know them. Obviously, you're not sucking their dick. But like, you see a lot from the outside.
It's hard to get it right though, because it can be received okay and it can be received really badly.
Imagine if I said that about our Raw.
You wouldn't be wrong.
No, I would. This is the thing. Sometimes there are personality clashes, and it's like, if you're different to your friends, you're not going to pick the same kind of person. I mean, GD2 was right about Steve, but that isn't going to be a 10 out of 10
I agree.
formula.
But also the problem is, like, as Lola, sometimes you are in you hang on to the denial so strongly.
Come on, babe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we must stop doing that. Not just you, lots and lots of people do it. You hang on to the denial of, she can't be right, I'm crazy, I didn't see that. just like, look at what's in front of you, babe. Why has he put Sarah Redheart and lied straight to your face when you know that that's not true?
Sorry, also,
in that instance, the first thing I would say is you're a lying scumbag.
ring your mum.
What?
Ring your mum then. Ring her.
Yeah,
oh, great. I'd love to meet your mum. Get her on the blower.
Yeah.
Call Sarah Redheart.
I think sometimes we're all a bit afraid of calling them out in the moment.
Yeah, because it's psycho.
Yeah.
Or it's...
Yeah.
Psycho.
Because when you, like, I think when you're trying to catch someone out, you feel like you have to have all this like mounting evidence.
Yeah.
You don't need loads.
No,
guys.
I do feel like mostly we have a sixth sense. Like, I'll never forget. I'd only been with my ex a few months and I can't really remember the story, but basically he'd been on a night out and I knew the geography of the town in which he lived, and the way that he told the story meant that it was impossible for him to have had the night he had.
Yeah.
I could have left that, but I was like, I know you're lying because you couldn't have gone to McDonald's if you were at, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I said, sorry, it's actually impossible for you to have got a Mackey's if you were at blah, blah in that space of time. Turns out he went to a house party with some girls and a friend because the friend was trying to pull one of the girls and he was at the house party till 3 a.m. and he didn't want to say because nothing happened, but it sounds bad. And it's like, I could have left that, but I knew I was right.
Yeah.
And also, he could have lied. I wouldn't have known.
Also, hashtag not all men. When you call them out, like when you don't call them out, they get more confident every time they lie.
Sorry, the cockiness to shag 11 women and come inside them.
That is fucking disgusting. Richard, beat this. Okay? Fucking because I think
Richard, get the beeper out. She's back, Rich. Quick.
Who do you think you are?
That's the thing. The audacity.
I hope he rots in hell. I hope he contracts syphilis on his face. I hope he gets super gonorrhea 100 times.
I hope he finds Jesus. Or something. Like, Jesus Christ. Do some like charity work. Do better.
Do something. Do fucking anything.
Please, other than spreading super gonorrhea. You prick.
Disgusting.
Do you need 2, 3? I can't count.
Hey girls. So, a little story about me and this guy. We were in a situationship for about 10 months. And then he, in February, went to the army, said he didn't want to be in a relationship. I was like, bit annoying, but fine. And we still were like kind of in a situationship till May. Then in May, we go no contact. 3 days ago, he messaged me. I hadn't read it, I hadn't replied. And then yesterday, our friend said, can you reply to him? It's really important. Then I called him. He said, have you read the text? I said, no. He said, read that, get back to me. And I was like, right. I read it, stop crying. I am with my friend. She's like, what does it say? And I said, it says he's in a relationship. Call my other friends, we discuss it. I then go to my friend's house and then I call him back. And he's like, have you read the message? And I said, yeah. Like, cool, whatever. Thanks for telling me. Trying to act really unbothered by it. I didn't want him to know I was upset. Everyone else can know, but I don't want him to know that. And in the message and also on the phone, he was like, can you delete the Instagram posts of us? And I was like, what's that got to do with anything? And he was like, I just think it's a bit weird. And she also doesn't want them up there. And I was like, why have you been looking at my Instagram? First of all, it's not that interesting. Like, and he was like, yeah, well, we have looked and we'd like you to take them down. And I said, well, no, because they're photos of me and my friends. I can post what I want. I don't want to take them down. We don't look like a couple. It's not disrespectful. I'm keeping them up. And then we basically argue on the phone for about 20 minutes. I try and ask questions about this girl. He's not having any of it. He's getting really angry and annoyed. And I'm like, and then he ends up hanging up. I go onto my Instagram just for a general scroll after the phone call. And his girlfriend has followed me. She messages me saying, don't stop trying to drag this all up. Just be respectful and take it down. Then I post a story of me and my best friend and she replies to it saying, you wouldn't like it. Can you just take them down? I wasn't going to reply. And then I was eventually like, fine, I'm just going to reply to her. And in the message, I was like, I don't really care to be respectful to either of you. I'm not taking them down. They're photos of me and my friends. And if you can't accept that people had a past, and I gave them both the solution. I was like, just block me and don't look at my Instagram. So I still haven't taken the post down. I don't want to. They're of me and my friends. Like, I think it's fine to have up. Everyone else I've spoken to about it says it's fine to have up. If I hadn't been asked to do it, I may have deleted it anyway. But now I've been asked, I don't want to do it. And neither of them have blocked me yet. She has seen my message and not replied. It's also his birthday today, so I hope he has a very bad day. And yeah, so am I in the wrong for keeping them up?
Jeez, I mean, this is just...
Oh, Judy 3. Come on.
I mean, come on. This is so petty, guys. You got to do something about this. I mean, whoever this cow is, she needs to go... She just looked at me. I went, get a life.
Sorry, Cowie, cow face.
Cow face. Get something else to think about.
I just think, yeah, do you know what, Judy 3? Actually, it's not weird, but it's not necessary for you to have them up. I like that you've gone stubborn and you're principle-led now.
Correct.
I like that because you've been asked, you won't do it. I like that about you. Like, I think it's funny because I do think it's pathetic that she cares enough.
That's us. Babe, you're us in this situation.
Yeah, you're being so stubborn. And you've been asked to do something. You're like, hell no, I don't need to do. No one can tell me what to post on my Instagram. You're right. The content does actually matter. Like, it's not, sometimes you go on a boy's, like, you do some digging, you find his ex. And sometimes the girl will still have like their birthday post up or their anniversary post, and it's like a bit mushy. And I never mind it. You had a past before me. I would never expect you not to.
Exactly.
I actually like looking at the ex-girlfriends. I think it's good vibes to know the kind of girls they've been with.
Couldn't agree more.
Epic. Like, in any context.
Couldn't agree more. It's
brilliant.
Very good market research.
Yeah, and if they look like a good time gal, you're like, epic. Okay, I can trust this guy.
And
I like it.
If they don't look like a good time gal, you think, God,
you start to worry.
Do you know what I mean?
He's punching.
Right.
Now that he's with me.
Now I'm a step up.
Yeah, but I do think the content matters because it's not even like, I had my ex's ex had a highlight on her Instagram.
That is just disgusting.
Of him.
Anyone who's doing that.
And everything about him, videos of them, like loving each other, love notes. Like, it was a bit much, but I didn't slide in her DMs and go, can you take it down? Because it means nothing to me. Why would I care?
So embarrassing to have that on your Instagram.
Well, then I just feel like, oh, babe, if you need that there, then
the
fine.
highlight, babe, it's a bit different than a post 2 years ago. Why have you still got it on there?
But I still wouldn't slide in and go, why is it there?
I wouldn't slide in. But my main takeaway wouldn't be, oh, what a cow. I just think how embarrassing for you.
Yeah, I would think, bless you.
Do you know what I mean?
I hope you're okay and your healing journey is going well.
Let that go. Just
let it go.
I think
for the sake of it, wouldn't you just delete the post?
I think so too.
I think she's pathetic.
Listen,
and I think he's annoying. He's like,
I think
it's told off.
I think it's unfair because it is your Instagram and you do have a right
and
to
it is
put
a
whatever
group
you
pick.
want
You were
on there.
mutual friends and he's moved on. And
sorry, why don't you just block them? Actually,
yeah, I think just get them blocked.
Just absolutely restrict all content from them.
I like it. That's what I would do, and keep the posts.
Yeah, either do that, or if you want to be the bigger person, which I really do struggle with, then you have to. If this was happening to G, I would say, babe, it's going to hurt your pride, but just for the sake of it, to get them out of your life.
Archive.
Archive, good.
Then, don't delete.
Then when she's not looking, you can put it back on there.
Do you look really fit in the pic? Is that what it is? Is it like a 10-10 picture of you? Because I have that sometimes when a friend goes, can you take that picture down? I think you're mad.
No.
I've never looked better.
Do you know
I can't.
what I mean?
No, I can't.
Yeah, either you block them or you just delete it and move on with your life. Do you know what I mean?
Weird that he was calling you. Sorry, I'd be like, what do you want? Why are you telling me you've got a girlfriend? Good for you. Do you want a medal? I haven't. I miss you.
Like that. I have that text from my ex, the one that cheated on me when I was in Australia.
And just so you know, I've got a girlfriend.
Basically, it was like this long, it was like an essay. It was like a 3-page essay.
The only time I ever understand
I found this love.
Sorry.
Yeah. Disgusting.
The only time I ever understand it is if you're mutual friends and you're going to have to see them together and he's like preempting you. Maybe that's what this guy was doing.
Or even then, get someone else to. Actually, maybe not.
Yeah, I think it's not. I think that is fine.
But also, why did he have to tell you on the phone? Why did he have to tell you? Why did you have to read the message? Why could he
Have you read the message? Have you read the message?
Just,
no, for life.
Open your mouth. It's because he prepared it.
Well, also it's because he obviously is getting it in the ear. Like she still loves you. She's got those posts up. No, babe, I just having a good hair day and I want that post on my Instagram.
Babe, listen. In 6 months, those Instagram posts won't matter.
I agree. I think you need to delete them. I hate to say it. And I rate your principle, but I think it's not worth it.
I think it's not worth it if you want the ag to go away, basically. If you want to fight to the death, babe, fight to the death.
But over him, like, do you care?
Do you know what I mean? What's the point?
Shit like that is really hard. The past doesn't bother me.
Drive me. Those kind of people are like kryptonite to me.
Also, it gets worse. It's like a snowball. Like, it starts with the Instagram post, and then especially if you're mutual friends, it will just keep rolling, bigger, bigger, bigger. You'll look at him funny one day and she'll be like, I can't believe you looked at him.
I really can't stand it. I just think do something more interesting with your life.
I don't want to be with him. Otherwise I'd be with him.
Do you know what I mean? Embarrassing for you, really.
Do we debrief?
Yeah,
Let's do
let's.
debrief.
Okay.
Judy number 1, long term, long distance.
We think you should stay together.
Yeah, and give it a go. And
Go on, give it a go.
Life's too short to like pass people by that like make an impact on you.
Better to have loved and lost than never loved at all.
Say it again. Say it again.
Say it again. Judy number 2.
Lying scumbag man.
I've got man. Honestly, scum of the earth. We've got nothing to say
Nothing
other
to
than we're so
say.
glad you're out of that.
We'll do some voodoo on him.
Also, Judy too, will you give Lola a hug from us? Because that is savage. I'm sorry she had to go through that. Because even if like he was a nasty fuck, you liked him at one point and he's done that to you and that is horrendous.
When Lola comes out the other side, you know when you come out and you think, was I under some kind of trance?
Don't
Why
worry.
did I like him?
Yeah.
That's
Lola,
bad.
you're going to have a glow up. You're going to love yourself. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
and
it.
also everyone is a lesson or a blessing. And the lesson here is actually trust your intuition.
Because you knew.
Because I do often think, not just like in everything, we're so out of tune with it. If you knew, you knew.
You knew Sarah Loveheart was not his mother.
Love heart, red heart.
Red Heart. Sarah Redheart.
Yeah, you knew.
You knew?
And you didn't say anything because maybe you felt like, oh, he would just say, oh, you're being crazy. Say it. Let him say that.
Let me be crazy then. I'll show you crazy.
Have a little bit of Judy's power, babe.
Judy. Yeah, go in there with your dragon. Dracarys.
Number 3. Oh, we didn't even say red flag, army. I mean, already.
No.
Hashtag not all army men, but that is a red flag.
Hashtag not all army men.
Hashtag quite a lot of army men.
Hashtag sometimes in the army men.
Hashtag pretty much all army men.
She's joking.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No defamation here to army men. Did you
no
hear? They're
defamation.
trying to beef up the army.
Yeah, well, there's going to be even more walking red flags, aren't there?
For God's sake. Watch out, girls. Watch out for the men in uniform.
I think, babe, if you want to fight for the next year of your life with these people, stick to your guns. If you want to move on, it's just an Instagram
Sacrifice the pic. Let it go.
By the way, sometimes we have this argument. She'll look great and I'll look like shit. I'll look great and she'll look like shit. One of us has to sacrifice
Someone has
somewhere.
to compromise. And it's like, will it make you never want to leave the house again? Like, that's how bad it needs to be for...
Or
like,
is it something that like, okay, it's minging. I just won't look at it.
But I won't look at it and I can deal with it
and
being there.
in a week, I'll be over it.
Yeah,
Do you know
this
what I mean?
girl doesn't want to leave the house knowing that those pictures exist. So maybe you might need to show her some grace. She's not well, clearly. She's spending too much time talking about this. So, like, you know,
Just
pee
appease
her cowpole.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And delete the pics.
100.
100. Oh, who was your star of the week?
I actually think it's got to be Judy number 1.
Oh, is it? Yeah, because you felt quite strongly.
Well,
that was your
just
intuition. She
because-
needs to stay with him.
Just because I've been there, done that, babe. And sometimes it does pay off and sometimes it doesn't. But you can't know until you try.
Never have regrets. That is one thing I'm really learning. There are so many opportunities, especially in love, that I wish I'd taken. And I
Really?
didn't. Yeah.
Just what if?
What if?
And even if it's a nothing, you at least gave it a go.
Exactly. Heart on the sleeve, baby. Okay. Question of the week.
We do have a jingle now. Richard, play it right now.
Question of the week. Got to do this one because I was thinking about it whilst I was in Bali. Obs. How many hours before your flight do you
I saw
get to
this.
the airport?
Oh,
Isn't it? Because it's actually something that you can like fall out about.
yeah.
Because Holes,
My family
God love her,
are
she wants like
divided.
50 minutes. She wants she wants to get like in and out. Yeah.
Well, I thought she'd be the other way.
No. She's like, why would I spend time at the airport? I need to be efficient. Long haul. We were flying a 12-hour flight. She wanted to get there 2 hours before.
What airport?
Yeah, that's more than enough time.
No. 2 hours was like her being generous to me because I was like, really? Do we not do 3?
What would you do?
I'm 3 hours. I'm just going to spend the whole day at the airport. Like, it's going to be a whole thing. I'm going to go shopping.
I agree.
Okay, the only reason I like the airport is for the shopping, but these days duty free isn't even that good.
And it's literally the exact same price.
Yeah, it's not good actually because
So-
I tried to buy my mum some Clarins and it was more expensive.
More expensive. So now babe, 2 hours, absolute tops.
Really?
My mum is like you, like she would want to be. James is my stepdad is as well. Like
It's one of those things that I like heard once upon a time that you need to get there 3 hours before.
who's ever said that to you? Because I've never heard that in my life.
Have you never?
Never, babe.
My stepdad works for the airport, for an airline, and he always says 3 hours.
3 hours.
What do you
JIC.
Okay, what do you-
JICQ's at Heathrow.
When have you ever, especially now they've got everything AI and techie.
Can't techie.
When have you ever, what have you done in 3 hours at the airport?
I'll tell you what, once upon a time,
Okay, once.
I got stopped and frisked in a private room because
she
I
looked
went
dodgy.
off.
She looked dodgy
And do you know
AF.
what it was? My nipple piercing. How bad is that? So they had to frisk me and I had to show this woman my tit, which I don't think can be right. I was about 17 at the time. It's not right.
Okay, if you don't have a nipple piercing, you only need 2 hours.
Okay, would you want to know what the Gallies said?
I think they would have said plus 3 hours plus because everyone's so nervous about it.
3 hours or over, 72%. Yep. Under 2 hours, no stress.
2 hour.
28%.
I got there when I went to Seville last week.
Yeah.
My flight was at 2:20 and I got there at 12:30.
The thing is, rationally, like, I know you're right because I've never
no,
ever
but-
got there with 2 hours and like not got to the gate.
Flying does something to people. I don't know what it is. It's people who were quite chilled in normal life.
Yeah.
But suddenly become these
Yeah.
like freaky deaky.
Freaky deaky, lost my hair, don't know where my passport
Oh my God, I've got
is.
to be at the gate, an hour before. And
Yeah,
I just
yeah, yeah. Oh,
think,
do I need another wee?
pathetic.
I don't know what it is. It's just like a train, but it's
you know
not.
what I mean? It's just
it
like a
does something
train.
to us.
Oh, my family always have arguments about this. James, like my family will go, me, my mum and sister will go shopping. And as soon as we go through security, James will go to the gate.
No.
And we'll be like, and he'll be like, don't miss the flight. And we'll be like, I've never missed a flight in my life.
I'm
Do you
not
know
gonna
what I
miss
mean?
the flight.
I'll see you at the gate, mister. Thank you so much.
Also,
Kinda.
rarely do they board on time. Rarely.
Babe, sorry. I don't know why you're behaving like you're relaxed.
No,
You're
no.
not a relaxed individual when it comes to flying.
No, I'm not. I'm not relaxed. I'm not pretending to be relaxed. But you won't catch me at the gate as soon as the screen goes on. You'll catch me in WH Smith buying a new book.
Do you know
is
what
what
I
you'll catch me
mean?
doing. You'll catch me spritzing my whole body.
Yeah,
In Tom Ford.
Yeah.
You will catch me using the Lizelle 8-hour miracle cream. That's what you will catch me doing. So don't worry about me, but I will need time, especially if I'm with someone with an Amex, because I will be getting my fair share of fizz and food in the lounge.
That is true.
Okay?
That is true.
Just so you know, that's where I'll be.
Good episode, Gallies. Thank you so much for showing up, for turning up.
Thanks so much for dating so many dirtbags, so we've got things to talk about. If you know a dirtbag or you are a dirtbag, then yeah, actually, I'd like some Steve's to voice note in.
We'd like dirtbags. Now's your right to reply.
You're just a teenage dirtbag and we want to know why.
Love you, bud. Love you so much. Love you, bye. Love you so much. Love you.
Love you, Rich. Bye.
Love you, bye.